Hey guys, this is Aviral Sharma. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will be talking about why I think Germany will win the World Cup, which is happening in Russia 2018. First, we'll be looking at the goalkeepers. As far as the goalkeeper department goes, I don't think any team in the tournament has a better trio, you can say, of goalkeepers going to the World Cup. Obviously, the number one will be Manuel Neuer. Uh, Little bit concerned about him because he's been out most of the season because he had a foot injury in September and he's been out since then. But he has been training for a couple of months and I think he looked really sharp and really good against Austria. The two goals that Germany conceded weren't his fault, and whenever he was called upon into action, I think he did really well. Uh, as I've said, the concern about his fitness will always be there, and if not his fitness, the match practice. Obviously, it's the World Cup, and Germany need to retain the World Cup. They have a very good team and a very good coach in Joachim Löw. I think they can retain the World Cup. But in case things go south, Marc-Andre ter Stegen and Kevin Trapp from PSG, the former from Barcelona, I think they are more than capable backups. Especially Marc-Andre ter Stegen. I think he's had a very good season for Barca. And as the defense goes, I think Joachim Löw will be using the back four of Joshua Kimmich from Bayern Munich, uh, Jerome Boateng, Mats Hummels, both from Bayern Munich, and Jonas Hector from FC Cologne. I think this back four is really good. It's really dynamic. Jonas Hector and Joshua Kimmich both providing widths down that flank, which is very important to the German system, as we'll see a little bit later in the video when we cover the midfield part. But again, the injury concerns have always been a kind of a dark cloud over the German team. Boateng has been injured. He didn't even make the team against the preseason friendly against Austria. So I think he will be an injury concern again. But I back him to overcome that. He's obviously a warrior. He's a big lad and one of the, I think, top five defenders, if not top three. He's definitely up there. Same for Mats Hummels. Uh, Both of them basically one of the world's best pairing of ball playing center backs, if not the best. So yeah, I think they are covered on that front because the German basic style is keeping possessions for lots, and even if you don't have possession and the ball is in your defending half, you need ball playing center backs that if and when they win the ball, they launch the ball quickly with right accuracy and right speed to the running men so that they can counter. Counterattack is also one of the main features of the German national team, which we'll cover later. But the main concern that I have is that if there are pacey opponents, as far as muscle goes, I think Boateng and Hummels are more than capable of dealing with attackers who are out muscling them, who will try to outmuscle them. I don't think they will. Boateng and Hummels have, whenever they have played together for Bayern Munich, they have won almost every header. So I think they won't be outmuscled. But the main concern that I have is pace. Obviously, Boateng has had a lot of injuries since the 2014 World Cup, and I think he will struggle against the pacey opponents. Similar case is for Mats Hummels. Both of them aren't renowned for dealing for dealing with players who are pacey, but I think they will be able to do that if Joachim Löw decides to play a back three, in which he either includes another one of their Bayern Munich teammates, Nicolas Züller, or a Chelsea man, Antonio Rudiger. This back five will obviously have their impact on the midfield, as they will be able to include one less midfielder, but it will give cover if and when the pacey opponent tries to approach Hummels and Boateng directly. I don't think Joachim Löw will decide to sacrifice one of his midfielders for another defender, because I think he trusts Boateng and Hummels to deal with any and every attack that comes their way. Apart from that, the fullbacks to the German system are very, very important, as they provide the width. They hug the touch line and they move forward and they provide crosses and help with the intricate passing play, which is also central to the German national team. Saying that, I think Kimmich has a bit of a disadvantage in terms of physicality. He's 5'8", which is pretty short compared to the rest of the back four. So in case the opponent goalkeepers are targeting the players, the strikers to win the headers, Kimmich will be targeted a lot. But I think he has learned his trade well under Jupp Heynckes, especially to deal with that. He knows how to carry himself. He's a very smart lad, as you know. He's shown it on the pitch. So I think over and all, this back four is I think it's really good, and I think this defense does provide a very solid foundation. Now we will talk about where I think Germany will win the World Cup, and that is their midfield. So the Germans have been basically using the formation of a 4-2-3-1 with the two central defensive midfielders as Toni Kroos from Real Madrid and Sami Khedira from Juventus. Now I think this is a very apt and a very suitable pairing because you see Toni Kroos, and in every game that he plays, he's pulling the strings. Now, Sami Khedira on the other side, many people might say that not the best in terms of his technical ability, but I will tell you why I think he is the most suitable partner for Toni Kroos. First of all, Toni Kroos will be playing the passes from the deep, will be taking the ball off the center back, and basically, as I've said before, controlling the strings of the midfield. So he needs someone to do the dirty work for him, to run the pitch. Toni Kroos is not the fastest, as we know, but I think that Khedira, with his abundance of energy that he has, more than makes up for it. Khedira runs around the pitch, and still he has the ability to shoot really well. So first of all, Khedira I think will be doing not only his but half of Cruz's dirty work as well, putting in the tackles, making interceptions, reading the game, tracking the runners back. So I think that is one of the major points why Cruz and Khedira will be one of the better partnerships that you can see for the German national team. Also in Juventus, Khedira has been given more of an advanced role where he's allowed to shoot the ball a lot more than he would have had in his Real Madrid days. And that is evident because Khedira went on to score, I think, more than 10 goals for Juventus. So I think this is a very good partnership, and I think they will be the ones who will basically function as the engine. And I think this is where Germany will win the World Cup. Now we move on to the forward line. I think I've discussed the 4-2-3-1. So I think the three people behind the striker will be Marco Reus on the left side, Mesut Ozil in the number 10 role, and Thomas Müller on the right hand side. As you can see, the three names that I have taken, they are more than capable of hurting anyone on their day separately. So imagine if somehow the coach can bring them in sync, that all of these three fire on the same time and throughout the tournament. I know this is a big challenge. I know the conditions will be hot and the pressure will always be there. But if these three can hold on to their own, I think that they will deliver miracles for the German national team. Marco Reus obviously has a point to prove. He has missed the past two tournaments due to unfortunate injuries, and I feel really sorry for him. This is a tournament where he will be looking to make his mark, but he can't do that without Mesut Ozil. He gets a lot of slack from the Arsenal supporters that he doesn't show up in the big games, that he doesn't show the will, he doesn't track back, he doesn't fight for the team. But I think whenever he's played for the German national team, he has shown a lot of fight and a lot of courage. Ozil and Toni Kroos will be the players who will be linking the defense to the attack, which is a very important step both when you have possession and when you're trying to counterattack the opposition. And the last but not the least, we go to Thomas Müller. This guy finds those pockets of space that won't be visible to the naked eye. And the same can be said for Mesut Ozil. So imagine Müller and Ozil combining with their little 1-2s through the midfield towards the opposition box and then feeding Marco Reus, who, as we all know, has a wicked shot on him. I think that is the stuff of dreams. So I really want these three to connect. Attack. The starting striker will be Timo Werner, but Mario Gomez has had a good season and he is more than capable for providing competition for Timo Werner. Obviously, Timo Werner can provide that physicality, but if he doesn't, he is really good on his feet. He's a very good runner. He will keep running those channels all day long without any complaints, and that is exactly the work ethic that the team will need. Obviously, he is a striker, so he has to be on the top of his game. He has to be a poacher because the chances will be a plenty for him. Obviously, the chances will be a lot. So he has to ensure that he takes those chances with both of his hands and scores a lot of goals. As I've said before, the intricate passing system is one of the major tactical news for the German national team, and I think that they will be more than interested in including Werner in the passing game rather than him just occupying the center backs and waiting for the ball to come to his feet. Yes, if they go for the muscle striker, I think Mario Gomez should start. He will occupy both of the center backs. He can also accompany the entire back four, so that all of the other creative players that are behind him can have all the spaces that they want as to score, win games. That is the main thing, winning games. Now we talk about this German system. The German national team has a very well drilled system. They try to keep the possession as much as possible and try to move out the players as soon as they get possession. So I think with Royce's pace and if Werner starts with his pace and him running down the channels with Mesut Ozil and Toni Kroos controlling the ball and pulling the strings basically, and Khedira supporting the attack, I think they have a very good fit of players for that system. Obviously, a system is only made good or is only made the best if the players are suited to that system. With Marco Reus and Werner, so they can also play counter-attacking football, which I think Germany will rely on, and they have the players that can hurt the opponents directly. However, the non-inclusion of Leroy Sané in Germany's squad might direct that the main focus will be on the possession style. Obviously, Julian Brandt was included in the team in place of Leroy Sané because Joachim Löw said that he suited more to his system, and by his system, I think that he means those intricate passing displays rather than going directly towards the goal as a threat. So I think that they will focus more on the possession style. And as I said, this video is basically about why I think Germany should win the World Cup. Whatever you guys think, let me know in the comments below. As you can see, this is my first video, and I would really appreciate any criticism that comes my way, any constructive criticism, but I will appreciate the feedback. Please leave it down below and I will reply to all of your comments. Please like, comment and subscribe to my channel.